Gang. Lock and load tacticals. We're playing the tough as nails scenario, which I'm assuming is Stalingrad. Let's see. 13th Guards Division, the Nail Factory. Yeah, Stalingrad, September 2142. All right, so Germans on the assault here. They got to clear out so many of these buildings or something like that. But anyhow, they started right along this line right here in this first turn. We dropped some smoke over here because the 2, 3, 4 units for the Germans are all these highly specialized combat engineers or pioneers. They got quite a few of them actually. They got a PZ3 and they got a Stug 3. All right, and the Russians have a sniper. They have a 7.62, 12.7 millimeter machine gun, and they have a 45 millimeter ATG. They've done nothing. The Stug shook up this unit here, and then I think who was it? This guy here. This machine gun broke up this guy in this rubble here. Good rolls. And over here, the Germans stormed across, but this guy here, he was like the last one to be able to. He was the last one that had anything left in him to do anything. So these guys finally got in range, and amazingly enough, with only 2 strength points, he shook up the leader and the unit that moved in there with that leader. But the Germans are kind of storming in. You can see flamethrower here, satchel charge here. If he survives, he's going to destroy that next. They'll probably take this out. Tank possibly may overrun that if the infantry doesn't take care of that. And then we'll start closing in from the sides, I guess. But, yeah. The Russians might be able to apply a little bit of firepower coming up in this next turn. Got to recover some guys, though, that are shaken. And actually, I don't think they have leaders with them. They don't. And neither does he. I got my leaders in the wrong places. All right, so that's the end of the first turn in Tough as Nails. We'll get back to you after maybe another turn or two. All right, see you soon. All right, just finished 2 turns in this Tough as Nails scenario from Lock and Load Tactical Heroes of the Motherland. The Germans have quite a push. These Pioneers unit, they're elite units pretty much. They have, well, let's see. They've chased units out of this building here with the leader. He's gone back there, Petrov. They went into melee with this guy right here, these guards units, and the guards units just trashed both and the leader. Took out 2 squads and took out a leader in that melee right there. Firepower from this guy shook this guy carrying the satchel charge up, so he had to sort of skedaddle back. I moved him back over here to this house, but he's got no leader, so he's not going to recover. The gun back here, he's still in a shaken status, so he's failed to recover. The tanks are moving along just fine. They both now have shots into these buildings here. We'll probably put some fire there. Drove this unit out. He's shaking. He can't recover. He's got to get back to a leader if he's going to recover. And the Germans over here with 2 squads and a fanatic or a diehard. What is he, fanatic or diehard? A diehard leader. They threw these guys out of this hex over here. They're on the fly back there now. We've still got the event. Probably going to trip that event this time. I'd say right now, advantage to the Germans. The Russians are falling back to where they can defend in these multi-story concrete buildings here. Haven't had a chance to use those Molotov cocktails. Oh, yeah. This guy here, what he does, this guy was in this hex. He threw a satchel charge down on him and trashed him. So why I even let that guy run? And he didn't kill him, though. He shook him. But why I even went up there in that open ground when I couldn't get into the building? You got to have enough movement points to get into the terrain hex you're in order to get into melee with these guys. But we've run 3 melees. So now the Germans are going to be able to close the noose a little bit more in the middle here. You got 2 Russian stalwart units right here. This side over here is collapsed back. They got the anti-tank gun sitting back here, and he's in a building. You got a sniper sitting here, and then you got this infantry squad right here is probably going to drop back into that building too. So, and if this guy can get out, he's still shaking. Like I said, he needs that leader bad. But yeah, so we're going to keep pushing. End of turn 2, we're going to start turn 3, and we'll see y'all soon. All right, we're into the 7th turn of Tough as Nails. And so the objective is this building here. The Germans need to take and control that. And you've got turns 7, 8, 9, and 10. So they've got 4 turns left to do it. They've forced the Russians into a pocket in that building. Kind of withdrew the Russians back in there to defend. Put this guy on the backside so these tanks can't get a shot at him. The Stug and the PZ3 have been shooting at this guy this last turn. They haven't done anything to him. So it looks like, But the next turn, they'll probably take another couple more shots. Get this machine gun into this building here. He's a pretty strong machine gun. Get this light infantry gun up. May have to move this tank in order to just get that gun in here where he can put rounds on him. But it's looking like it's going to come down to the infantry here, which they've consolidated. Need to recover this guy. But I need the leaders in here. I need to get him back with these guys. This guy here's there's 3 squads in here. And then you got the flamethrower and a squad over here. So it looks like the assault on that building's about to happen. It'd be nice if these 2 guns could cause some havoc in there. Shake these guys up so they can't return any fire. And make it easy to overrun the building. But yeah, the Russians, they've lost all their crew serve type weapons are gone. Their AT gun was overrun here. The sniper, you remove him. So I don't know whether that counts for elimination or not. And then they're just down to 3 squads in here, and I think they're all guards units. They've got their machine gun here, I think. No. Yeah, no, there's a special weapon there. 12.7 millimeter machine gun. 1 squad type machine gun, and then a Molotov cocktail, and that's it. That's what they've got left. So whether those 3 or at least one of them can hang on into that building, I don't know. We're about to find out because the Germans get ready to push right now. So let's start turn 7. We'll get back to you when this is done. All right, well, it took them 9, well, we'll say 8.5 game turns out of 10 for the Germans to do it. But they were able to get in to the building with these guys, get in melee with them, and this one here was just a crushing blow. This one here, they got it by 1 pip on the dice, eliminated them. But in both of these, in this one over here, the Russians were able to return the favor and eliminated a unit from the Germans that were assaulting. So they've taken all these locations. There's nothing left on the map that belongs to the Russians. Everything has been placed over here in the dead pile. Special weapons, already put them back in the box. Machine guns, Molotov cocktails, satchel charges, that stuff. But the Germans they're just overwhelmed them. All the leaders for the Russians were eliminated, were killed. Sniper removed from the map, and everything's just completely gone. And the Germans have a clean sweep of this part of, I guess it's Stalingrad or whatever this might be. But this is fun. This thing moves along pretty fast, so especially once you start to get in close to everything, because you're doing a lot more firing and trying to get into melee, dropping, throwing smoke. The assault engineers for the Germans, the 2, 3, 4 units, wherever they are. Do I have any in this group? No, this group over here does, though. So these guys, no. Thought I had one. Oh, he got eliminated. That's right. Yeah, but these guys here, combat engineers, assault engineers. Oh, here we go. They have the ability to throw smoke on a die roll of 1 to 3 before they move. So that helped because amazing that the smoke gives you a terrain modifier +1. And, when you're doing morale checks or stuff like that, if it has a positive terrain modifier, you're going to get a plus from that. So smoke even helps you to recover, which I guess would make sense, okay? So never had to use the armor or the gun in the last turn. Never was going to move the machine gun around, this cruiser weapon around to here, try to get some fire in that hex, but turns out they don't need it. Both 2 mass forces of Germans got in there, eliminated the Russians that were left. Like I say, the one was just barely by 1 pip on the dice. They got it. And game over. German victory. All right, let's get this thing posted so y'all can see how this turns out. A little slow at the start, trying to get the units closed in. Fortunately, the Germans had cover to move in, as opposed to where the Russians could deploy on this map. Didn't want to put them out too far forward, and wanted to make sure I could fall back on that building, which they did, but German forces were too much for them. All right, lock and load tactical, Heroes of the Motherland, the tough as nails scenario. German, just total victory, 8.5 turns out of 10. All right, talk to y'all soon.